Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast. And now, here are the boys of Steelers Realm.
Good evening, Steelers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Steelers Realm. I am one of your hosts, the famous TA, getting ready to break down what was a victory. Some may consider it a blowout victory. Some may consider it just plain luck. I'm glad you joined in so we can talk about this lame-ass duck. But before we do, I want to go ahead and bring on the hitchhiker, hijacker.
What's up?
High stepper. What are we high about tonight, Jacker?
Oh, we're blowing out teams.
We're blowing out teams. Is that something to get excited about?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what Kitch from Indiana, Pennsylvania has to say about that. Kitch, what's up, buddy?
Oh, glad to have a victory Monday.
A victory Monday. It's been a couple weeks. We were on a little bit of a skid. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Raiders had me concerned a little bit early, but
just ignore the first quarter.
I mean, watching the dialogue go here, it's man, we suck, we stink. Oh my God, we can't tackle. There's no defense. Hayward's washed up. What's going on? Fields is horrible. This team's terrible. I mean, I'm watching this. Canada's better than Smith. And then next thing you know, oh, man, we blew them out. This is awesome. This is great. I'm like,
first off, I never said Canada. I never agreed with that anyway. But
I just want to know what you guys are doing on Sunday. I'm kind of thinking to myself, is everybody made sure that their medical insurance is up to date? Because I'm pretty sure there was plenty of heart failures on Sunday. And the only people having a good time rocking the house were those in Vegas rolling the dice.
Yeah. You're feeling lucky this weekend?
Man,
I wasn't, but if you were waving a steerable towel in Allegiant Stadium, you were definitely one of the lucky ones. Because I got to admit, halfway through the game there, when I'm watching TJ pump the crowd up, I'm thinking, my God, how many other teams have the fortunate to pump up a crowd like this? But
yeah, I mean, on the road, like, you know.
Absolutely.
But I mean, we always travel well. Last year when we were in the new black hole, so to speak, where there's a lot of black and gold in the crowd.
There is. I mean, they might have to re-nickname that the Steelers hole if this keeps up. And trust me, I won't be disappointed if they do. But hey, let's get into this, man. First of all, though, I want to go ahead. I want to give a little bit of prayers and wishes to those friends and families that have been affected, man, by Helene and Milton. I mean, it's pretty much a travesty to see this go back to back. So, guys, anybody who's able to send any donations, please remember they are welcome through the Salvation Army, Samaritan Purse, Red Cross, or some local relief efforts. They're running them around the clock, man. So, you know, if you can help. I know I've got a couple of buddies that are down there on line crews, man. They rolled out there this weekend. Some of the boys that I watched the game with in the garage. So best wishes to them. And most importantly, congratulations to your Pittsburgh Steelers of an outcome of 32-13. Now, before we get into instant reactions, I mean, I got to admit, a couple of us called this that it should be a 30-point game.
Yeah, you called me crazy for that.
Well, hijack.
Well, he said 36-0 though. Like, that's different. You were saying a shutout blowout kind of thing.
Close enough.
Well, I'm not going to lie. If we'd have played like we should have played, it might have been 36-0 because I'm a little disappointed that team even scored 13. What about you guys? That's
Well,
my
I mean,
instant reaction. That team should have never even scored 13 points.
that second one was just a straight up garbage time touchdown. But the first one, yeah, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I don't know where we were the first quarter, but I'm happy we showed up for the rest of the game. TJ
That
Watt
seems
had
to
a
be
very nice game. So did
that
Najee.
seems to be a recurring theme, not showing up early. When we keep saying we got to start fast, we got to start fast, and then we come out like we all just rolled out of bed and didn't even do warm ups.
What we were in Vegas partying last night, so it took a little while to get into it.
Okay, well, if that's our excuse for this time, what about the last 5 weeks?
That's no big deal.
That's
Spoken like a true Yinzer.
and I tell you what, you're right. Thank goodness for Watt. Watt came in big, didn't register no sacks, but he definitely helped pave the way for some timely turnovers. And I'm beginning to think, I was talking to one of my buddies, man. I'm thinking that basically maybe what Tomlin ought to do is, instead of kick the ball off, just say, look, we're going to go ahead and we're going to forfeit the first 91 yards because my defensive coordinator doesn't know how to coach unless we're inside the 10. So just go ahead and put them on the 9-yard line now, give them 4 downs, and we're ready to play.
Well, first off, inside the 10, that's pretty easy to defend. The field's smaller, so you just kind of rely on the high-end talent on our defense. You can't give any credit to Austin for that. That's all the guys on the field.
And I think that's my point. Where is Terrell Austin? Because this defense, as talented as it is, should not be allowing teams of the caliber of the Raiders to walk down the field aimlessly and put 7 in. And let's face it, if it wasn't for TJ and Jackson, guys, there's 21 points right there. This is a different ball game. I mean, let's think about that. 21 points. I'm sorry, that would have been a 34-32 victory by the Raiders.
Yeah, well, we had 17 points off of turnovers, so they were critical in that game.
Absolutely, they were critical in that game because our offense wasn't moving the ball either very well.
Well, passing,
been more off turnovers, but like especially that first one there, we were great field position. There's no reason we should only come away with 3.
Yeah, you're set up at the 10-yard line or wherever.
Yeah.
So before we go out, because I want to stick on Terrell Austin, because I don't see enough people, and seeing that our news media likes to rag everybody. If you're listening tonight, how about starting to rag on Terrell Austin? I think he's been getting a little bit of an easy pass here of late, and enough's enough. You've got the most expensive defense in the league. It's about time you start playing as such. But I will say, within the 10-yard lines, Watt, 2 forced fumbles. He also ended up with 2 tackles for loss. Benton and Elliott both had fumble recoveries. The Jackson pick we talked about was huge. But I think the key play and the turning point was Jeremiah Moon. Was that just not a textbook block, boys and girls?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, like, as a guy buried that deep on the depth chart, that doesn't see the field that much, getting an opportunity to come in and play tonight, you're pretty much just expecting that guy to take up space. And he ends up coming off the edge and getting that blocked punt for us, which, you're right, that was like the key turning point in the game. That all the momentum was in our favor after that.
Yep, that really helped change the game. It made a big difference.
And then O'Connell. Guys, we were on the verge of making him look like Johnny Unitas. 27 for 40, 227 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick, and an 80 quarterback rating for a guy coming hot off the bench.
I do feel like that quarterback rating is inflated a little bit by the garbage time TD.
Yeah, it probably is.
But yeah, I don't think he should have had that many yards against us. With a quarterback of that caliber, we should have easily kept him under like 120.
Well,
Yeah, he should have had, 3 picks? He should have.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, guy has no receivers and he's just feeding Brock Bowers the ball, and there's nothing we could do about it.
Mm-hmm. He's only got
Right.
one guy he's going to. Just cover that one guy.
Yeah. And we couldn't even do that. So,
and here's what I found interesting about that. You were even daring him to throw to the outside because you took your best corner and you placed him on the tight end.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Joey P was playing basically on that tight end during that game. That was absolutely absurd and crazy, guys.
Yeah. Which actually gives even more, like, what the hell are they doing to Terrell Austin? That, like, okay, yeah, you have your best cover guy matched up on their best threat. Okay, yeah, whatever, that makes sense. It's kind of odd to see a number one corner on a tight end, but why not just scheme to have guys like pass him off or double him whenever and keep JPJ erasing the guys on the outside? He might not have held him there because, like, playing outside and playing inside are two very different things as a cornerback.
Yeah, and I'm tired of watching our offensive plays fail and other teams running the same type or style of play and succeeding.
I
For
already know
names
exactly which one you're talking about. That reverse flea flicker, we saw, like, the Lions run it that day, and they ended up dropping a dime on it. And meanwhile, Fields didn't even have half a second to throw the ball after getting it back. He got blasted immediately.
Yeah, Fields got killed on that one.
Yeah, I'm surprised that kid got up after that.
You're not kidding. But I want to stick with the defense here real quick. We were able to hold Madison to 2.5 yards, which was awesome. However, guys, holding them to 55 yards on the next 6 drives, I don't even feel 55 yards was where we should have been with that team. This should have been a shutdown performance. And if anything I take away from this, our defense needs a lot better coaching than what it's provided at this present time and moment. And we can say all we want about Terrell Austin, but it starts with Tomlin.
Per usual.
Yep.
Per usual.
Yeah, he never seems to have the right coaching hires for positions. Like, they just elevated Terrell Austin a couple of years back to the DC position. And that guy has never looked like he had a clue what was going on.
I think I know what you mean. They had Flores in the building, and everybody was upset they let him go. Now he's coaching really well for the Vikings.
Yeah, he really should have been our DC. Like, letting Flores to slip like that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. And again, that is on who? Tomlin.
Yep, Tomlin.
So with the defense, I will say that Jackson, interception, that guy has been all over the field. Bishop, for a little small guy, the more and more I watch him play, the more and more I think we might have finally found a replacement for Hilton. That little guy, man, is not afraid to get in there and go after the big guys.
Yeah, he looked good on that one play where he shuts down like a tight end screen, I think it was. He looked good on that play.
He just flew in and blew it up. Pretty good for a little guy.
Yeah.
Last time I saw a little guy on the Steelers do that, you're right, it was Hilton. So
exactly. And this guy is exciting. And then when I watch this, from the defense, from the front half to the back half, this team is solid and with plentiful depth. Maybe not so much on the outside linebacker spot right now due to some injuries. So I don't want to go getting into, let's just keep it for what it is. As a sound unit, this defense should still be number one. And we should not be sitting here looking at 3-2. I got to ask where our coaching is, guys.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring problem every year where our record should be significantly better throughout the season than it is. But you have games like the Cowboys game last week, they were so beat up, there was no excuse for us to lose that game.
And then to turn around and watch what Detroit did to them this weekend.
That was actually pretty fun to watch. I wish we could have done that, but I mean, we're really good at shooting ourselves in the foot.
Well, what I liked is, I don't know if you guys seen it, but they took the press conferences afterwards and made a little meme into it. And evidently it was Jerry Jones's birthday, and he was all upset with Dak because he ate crap for his birthday cake because of the loss. And Dak's like, well, if you'd give me an offensive line, maybe a running back, and how about a wide receiver to throw it to, you wouldn't have had to eat crap on your birthday. But since we're talking about crap, let's talk about your defense giving up 40 points. But you want to blame me? Yeah, my $1 billion quarterback played like crap. And I don't know where you internet guys have time to sit down and do this, but God bless you, because you do bring a smile to my face and a laughter. But man, come on, guys. Where did you come up with the time at for this? Hijacker, that was meant towards you, buddy. You're the IT guy. Let's hear it.
Don't worry. I'm too lazy to do that.
You're too lazy to do that?
All right.
Well, I mean, at least the kid's willing to admit it.
Right. At least he's honest. All right, Mean Green. Hey, welcome to the show. And I will say that did not go unnoticed. I'm glad you pointed that out, because 32 points offensively. We all know who 32 was, Mr. Franco Harris. And, of course, we had to go ahead and play the Raiders. Most importantly, thanks for looking down upon us. Thanks for giving us that little tidbit for all those who kind of believe in that spiritual world. But I got to talk about the offense, guys. Who is better at this point in time? Because I seen a little excerpt, and right now I think Smith is leading by 1 in every category compared to Canada. Where is the improvement in this offense? And I don't want to hear that we don't have a number 2 wide receiver. I don't want to hear that, George Pickens is a crybaby. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear, where's the flow to this offense? You guys all started complaining there when we brought in Warren. What is he doing? His offensive play calling is about as vanilla as something. Pancakes, I think, is what it was. What do you guys said? Maybe I'm wrong in that.
No, I don't recall ever saying that.
You don't recall saying that? I might have to pull it up here.
No, I mean, like, not that specifically. I remember calling his offense bland.
But not as bland as pancakes?
That sounds like something you would say, TA.
Yeah, that does, though.
Did that sound like that? Well, I know it wasn't me. But my point is guys, I don't see this offense getting any better.
No.
Yeah, it's a tough.
I mean, some of these plays, like you were saying, are working perfectly for other teams, but not for us. So maybe there's something different that we're doing with the blocking that Arthur Smith has not figured out yet, which isn't surprising because I've, been pretty openly against Arthur Smith from the beginning. It's just horrible play calls. He's probably got something really wrong going with the blocking scheme. So how much of our issues on the O-line outside of injuries is like just a horrible coaching?
Yeah, I don't know if he's that good at coaching when it comes to the passing offense. He's probably better at rushing the ball, but is him getting guys open isn't really working.
My best comparison for the Arthur Smith situation is, remember nearly a decade back now, the OC Adam Gase for that 2015 Broncos team. Yeah. He went on to use his success there to have a bunch of complete failures of coaching jobs around the league, including some head coaching jobs. Does this sound familiar at all, boys? Similar situation with Arthur Smith, as he got a head coaching job in Atlanta after a historic season with Derrick Henry. Well, that was Derrick Henry. That's one of those situations where the player pretty much inflates the value of an OC. And he's kind of starting to see what life's like for him post Henry. He has some moments with Najee here that are a little reminiscent, but he's used to being carried by a high-powered offensive player. We don't quite have like a legendary type offensive player on this team. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Henry did carry him a bit, so it's hard to say.
He had
how
like
good he
2,000
really
yards that year.
Yep, 2,000, 3,000.
All right. So the exact phrase was Arthur Smith has the play calling capacity of a potato.
Yes, actually, yes, that I did say that.
Pancake potato. You can't get much blander than either or. Yep. So now to listening to you guys in the comparison and everything else, some may argue, hey, you got Najee, and Najee had a hell of a game. 14 carries, 106 yards, 7.3 per carry, a touchdown, 2 catches for 16. But the most was the goal line leap. The dude would airboard for damn near 5 years. He looked like Michael Jordan back in the day in the slam dunk contest, trying to get that ball over the field. And I don't think everybody's giving him much credit neither. But Najee has been running like a wild man, not only this year, but the end of last year. He is really trying to carry this team on his back and do it quietly and with every opportunity he gets on the offensive side. But here we go again, guys. We had another offensive player go down in Frazier. Now, I'm hoping they took Frazier out only due to the fact that he twisted his ankle. The game was already kind of under control at that time, and we needed to preserve him. But I'm not seeing the creativeness needed to get these players in open space. Najee shouldn't have to be fighting as hard as he is. That one play for 15 yards, I think he drugged the half of the Raiders team with him.
He really did, though. It was like him and Muth pushing that pile. And other than that, it was all silver and black.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the one play where Najee looked like a freight train. He just goes through 4 or 5 people.
And he was trucking them.
Yeah, he's dragging them. Like, he made first contact after, 2 yards? And he carried the pile for another 13. And, I don't want to downplay that dive by Najee Harris. Last time I saw a Steeler dive from, 5 yards out with a ball extended like that was Palomalu on a pick 6.
Yeah, he looked like Superman there, leaping towards the end zone.
And
let's face it, shades of Reggie Bush over there.
There was even a call down there on the goal line where I believe that Najee got in on that touchdown that I think we should have probably threw the red flag that Tomlin didn't. We end up getting the points on the board anyways, but
no,
I don't know.
He only throws the flag whenever he knows he's going to lose.
But that's my point, though, or where I'm going. Whoever's helping him out up there in the booth, he needs fired as well.
Well, the thing is, I don't even know if it's the same guy that's been doing that. Because honestly, Tomlin has a insanely low challenge percentage for a coach that's been around as long as he has. I think it's historically among the worst all time.
At this point in time, I don't think there'll be ever anybody who will ever beat it. Because he's now logged 17 years of badness.
Of bad challenges, yeah.
Of bad challenges. 17 years. It don't get any better than this.
Tomlin, since he became the Steelers head coach, I think he's won less than 5 challenges.
Yeah, I think it's pretty low.
I only recall 2 or 3. There might have been 1 or 2 I missed. That's why I gave the 5 for some wiggle room.
Now, the one thing that I will say, we did keep a certain defensive lineman at bay. Don't get me wrong. He had his day, but not what it could have been. And that would have been, anybody want to take a guess?
Crosby?
I'm going to go with Project Jones.
No, that had been Crosby.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking
Crosby?
about who was having the issue, not who was lined up on.
Okay.
Right. But I tell you what, Crosby only had 3 tackles total. Only was credited with a half a sack. 1 tackle was for a loss, and that was it. Oh, and 3 quarterback hits.
Oh. Okay.
But I mean, comparison to his typical production, that's a pretty solid day against a guy like Max Crosby. I mean, he's one of those like handful of edge rushers that are only like a step below TJ. So to be able to hold him to that, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I think Broderick Jones did a very, very nice job. The only thing that I'm a little upset with the referees, why was it that Broderick Jones got called for a holding when it looked like actually that looked like a mellow play against TJ Watt coming around
like,
the end?
Yeah, that one was soft.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like they seem to be a lot harsher with, throwing the flag or not throwing the flag with TJ in comparison to other elite rushers. Like there's times, don't get me wrong, I've seen Max Crosby straight up tackled, but like the one that you're talking about here, the hold on Broderick, I've seen that exact thing happen to TJ every single game this year. Not get called.
Exactly. Why is that? Is it because the referee likes the fact that Max has got tattoos and TJ doesn't? I would just like to see better consistency in the NFL, especially on edge rushers.
Yeah.
And that's really what this is really about. So going back to the offense, all right. Show of hands, who here thought that Justin Fields had a great day? Hi, Checker. Why do you feel Justin Fields had a great day?
I'm kidding. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Obviously, he had a good day.
Well, if he was a running back, I would agree.
Come on, man.
And I can't argue. I mean, he was looking Lamar-esque out there for us.
So you mean he was looking like a running
back
back
for me? He carried my fantasy team, so obviously he's doing good.
Oh well, then that's all that really matters. Then go, Justin. Keep good up on the fantasy football points, brother.
That's all that matters.
Look, what are the things that I've seen in this game here? First of all, I think that Justin's accuracy in this game was spot on. Now everybody's going to be like, "Now wait a minute, TA." What was off was another thing I've made mention that he needs to start working on is his touch. You cannot load up and throw a 103 fastball every time you're going to try to hit a wide receiver, especially if you're trying to hit a 4-yard swing pass out of the backfield.
Was that the one we had the ladder on? I think.
Yeah, it was called a lateral, and yeah.
He has no touch whatsoever. It looks the past 2 games. I don't know what's going on.
No, there has been 0 touch on that ball. And quite frankly, we probably got lucky on a roughing the passer call. And that was only because old boy, made him look like a sandwich, a squished piece of bologna down there.
Yeah, he just kind of flattened him to the ground.
He did kind of flatten him a little bit.
I was surprised he got back up.
I am too. Larry, welcome to the show. I guess, though, my point is we got one more. Is it one more game before the break going in against the Jets next week?
2 Giants, I think.
2?
Right?
Yeah, we got back-to-back New York weeks at home. Thank God we don't have to play in MetLife. We are already so beat up we can't get any more injuries from MetLife's turf. It's notorious.
So, with that being said, did anybody question what the hell happened there at the end of the game where Justin come off the field pretty pissed off, and all of a sudden Russell had his helmet on like he was getting ready to go into the ball game, and then they went ahead and put Fields back out there just to end the game, go into victory formation. Did you guys kind of notice that Russ looked like he might have been able to get ready to take the field?
No, I actually didn't catch that.
I didn't either.
Neither of you guys caught that, huh?
I turned off the game with 4 minutes left.
Well, whenever they were running down, I was watching the game with my nephew, so I was getting him ready to go home. So,
gotcha. Yeah, there was a part there at the end of the game that kind of was a subliminal that made me want to think is, are we going to go ahead and see Russ next week against the Jets? Just a little early prediction, yes or no?
Yeah, I could see it.
I'm gonna say no because we won. If we lose against the Jets, we'll probably see Russ.
When was the last time Fields this season has had over 200-yard passing all of twice?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say maybe you might be pushing twice.
I thought the one game he had 300 yards, but
right.
Most of his games he's been sub 200.
He's been sub 100. I think he had 145.
I think he had a couple 180s.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all sub 200. That's all under 200.
Maybe.
Trying to see if I can find that right now because you kind of got my curiosity here.
Yes, you picked it. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, I have it pulled up here. All
right, cool.
Yeah, so out of all the games, including last night, I am seeing he's been over 200 yards twice. You're right.
Yay.
Twice. Actually, I was right. You said two's pushing it because one was 245, and that was against the Chargers. And then against Indy in that loss, he had 312 with a vast majority of that coming in the second half.
So there you go. So I had the 245, right? And we had the 300. So 2 times.
Yep, back-to-back weeks. And then since combined between the Dallas game and the Vegas game, he has still yet to match his totals from that Indy game. Combined between those 2 games.
What happened to him after that Colts game? He forgot how to play football or something?
Either that or like a pitcher, they're watching his pitch count. But I think we need to continue to watch his growth and development. I like the trend he's going on, and I like his moxie. He's got to have a little bit more touch on the ball, and we've got to open up this offense a little bit more. And that O-line has got to give him some time. So, seeing that we're getting up against the guys, anybody want to add one more thing? Wait a second here. You can't. That would be a terrible decision. These guys love playing with Fields. Oh, my God. Are we breaking out the Fields serenade again? You know who
Freight
that
train
is,
at?
right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you have. Yeah. Oh, no, you can't do that. Not the Fields. Oh, my God.
And it's not like we're benching him to get rid of him forever. I think he just needs more time to kind of learn the offense. And honestly, now that I think of it, nobody should actually be learning this offense because this guy's going to be gone anyway. Arthur Smith needs to go already.
What's taking him so long to learn the offense? It's pretty vanilla.
Actually,
not going to lie. I like Justin Fields, but is it just me or does he not seem like the brightest character?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I think his football intelligence needs work. I've said that before, that he needs to learn how to read defenses. I think there's still some things there that he could grow upon, and I'd love to see him bring Dick LeBeau back in and do that because learning it from Terrell Austin, I don't think is the key.
Wait, is Dick LeBeau still alive?
Dick is still alive. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I asked this question around this time last year.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised. The guy's been around forever. He played for the Lions in the 60s?
Yeah. He's what is he, 80?
Well,
he's got to be.
And as TEA's non-Italian army would say, he's super intelligent. He went to Ohio State. For all of you that don't know, he went ahead and specialized in underwater basket weaving. Cum laude.
That's one of those. You had us in the first half. I ain't gonna lie.
I know.
Good. That was good, TA.
I know. All right, gentlemen. Anything else we want to add to this game before we go ahead and put a stake in it?
Well,
TA's non-Italian army. Go ahead. Let's hear your last words. By the way, for all you that don't know, a little shout out to our buddy Freight Train, who has been studying hard to become a conductor on the railroad. Prayers and wishes go out to him on Thursday. He takes his test. If he passes, please do not ever cross or run beside a railroad again. He will have the license to fly.
Well, I mean, I figured that went without saying, but good luck, Freight Train. You got this, man.
He does got this. He does got this. Hi, Jacker. You got anything to say?
The freight train's coming. Just watch out, man.
Oh, Lord, he coming. Get off the train tracks, everybody.
Kitch, anything?
Well, instead of careful in the hot tub, we should just start saying careful on them train tracks.
Careful on those train tracks. So there you go. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And the Freight Train, woo. Fields will have this team in the playoffs. That'll probably be after Russ goes ahead and takes the field for the first time and the last time this season due to an injury. Other than that, guys, I know this sounded like TA was kind of on them. I'm expecting a little bit better from this team. 3-2 is not good enough. I'm tired of not winning in the playoffs. We have too much talent on this team. I believe that they have what they can do to get us that 7th. I just want to see it start gelling, and it starts now.
Check back next week into the Steelers realm